Here you would need some patch and paint because there is a couple of holes in the chair where I pulled the arms off. Well, I took the arms off of the chair, so they have holes on them, so I'm going to have to patch those up with this patch and paint here. Of course, if you are patching it, you're going to have to do a little light sanding on those areas, so I'm going to use this little sandpaper block and sand those down and sand the entire chair just to add some extra grit or tooth so that the paint adheres well to the chair. Once finished sanding, you will wipe off the entire chair with a damp cloth just to get off any loose dust that may be left on the chair. It's going to take you here, and I'm just going to start with the legs and around the perimeter of the lower half of the chair, and then that way I can lay it down, and then I can pick it back up and it can stand while I do the top half of the chair as well with the chalk paint. And again, I mix this paint with some of my regular interior paint color. It was a creamy white. It was called Whisper White, and I kind of mixed it because this was very, very white. It was like almost a pure white, and I didn't want it that stark white. I wanted to have like a little hint of yellow in it, a little color to it, just to dampen down the starkness of the actual white. And because they don't mix chalk paint in like Home Depots and Lowe's and different hardware stores, they don't mix chalk paint, so you kind of have to mix another color with it to get the color that you really want. So that's what I did, and now I will go ahead with the painting, and I'm using a small brush because it just makes it a little easier and less sloppy to maneuver within the cracks and crevices of the chair, like these little grooves and stuff like this. Chalk paint is very easy to work with, and I will link the other video that I did of the chest of drawers that I did before with the chalk paint. It covers excellent coverage, and I love it that it adheres well to furniture. And you're gonna use at least 2 coats for your piece. I would use 2 coats just for great coverage and enough layers on there as well. So as you can see, it goes on really well, nice and creamy and smooth. You can sand chalk paint as well, very light high grit sandpaper, and smooth it out even more. Then you want to put your top coat on to seal it. You can use wax, or you can use a polyacrylic to seal it. And on here, of course, I am going to do this because it is an accent chair and it will be getting a lot of use. And here's the finished product, a quick look without the polyacrylic on it, and now that's what I'm going to apply. And as you see pictured here is this beautiful chenille animal print fabric, a touch of modern to add with the traditional chair, and that is what I'm going to be adding to cover the seats with. So now I'm just going to be removing the fabric, the old fabric that was covering the chair covers. And now you're going to take your fabric that you will use to cover your chair with, and you're going to face it right side down, because if this is the right side, and we're going to place it down on the table on your surface. And you're going to do this so that you can measure exactly how you're going to be cutting the pattern for your chair cover. And you'll place that right side down as well, and you'll pull it over and cut the desired size that you need for the piece. For this portion of the video, I'm going to use my pneumatic stapler. It is an air stapler, so it hooks to a compressor, and it shoots the nails in there. When you press down and shoot the trigger, and the staples just go right in. And it's very easy to use. And you will also need the staples that goes inside of the gun. I love these guns because they're very quick and easy to use. Unload, pressing that button, pop the staples in, just slide that back, locks into place, and you're ready to go. Hook it up to the compressor. Now this is the portion where the air gun comes in to play, the pneumatic stapler, and this is the compressor hose, and it has a little tubing right here that makes it connect to the end of the gun. It doesn't just fit inside it. You have to pull it back. As you can see, you pull it back, and then, and as you can hear, you hear that sound. So I don't have it pulled back enough. It takes a little force because this one is a pretty heavy duty air hose, and it fits right in just like that. And then you'll take your fabric, and normally you'll go from 4 corners, pulling it very tight, and you'll staple each side. Come around and turn it, and you do the same thing again, making sure there's no wrinkles on the other side. So you just want to pull it tight enough, but not too tight, because you don't want the foam to bend when you're pulling it really tight, and you don't want an edge like that bend, that fold in. You want it to be a nice soft edge, but you want it tight enough. And again, you'll just staple it down, and at that point you can go around all 4 corners and do the same thing, stapling it and just turning it. Make sure your surface is nice and clean as well, and if not, then you can also place another cover on top of your table as well to protect your fabric. Now this one has a notched edge in it. It doesn't require for me to cut or to notch out any edges. If I pull it tight enough in, it just sinks right in with the fold. So I don't have to do all that. So I'm going to pull that part in. If you could see, I hope you can. And I'm just going to go ahead and staple that portion in, and that wraps around the chair. And then once you're done and you've gone around the entire perimeter of the seat cover, and you have all this excess fabric, that's why you don't want to cut your fabric too large so it's folding in too far. You'll just cut away all the excess fabric. And first, before you cut it away, I always flip it over and make sure that you are satisfied with your product. There's no puckers, there's no gapping. And proceed to cut away all of your excess fabric. There you have it, your finished product. And then we'll go and put it on the chair. And here we go with the last phase of the project. We're going to take your seat cover, your seat cushion, and you need a drill, or you can use a Phillips head screwdriver. And of course, you're going to need your screws to place the seat cover back down on the chair. And we're going to take the chair. I'm going to move the stuff around, so sorry you guys. I'm a little bit disorganized here. But we're going to have to flip it upside down. And remember those notches that I cut in earlier in the chair? Excuse the mess. Progress underway, the notches, and that'll be going right here in between here, evenly across the seat. Get everything nice and tight. And we've lined the seat cushion up with the chair front and back, and then we'll just take all of our screws and we'll put them inside. I'm just going faster using the drill, but they're not going to countersink all the way in because I don't have a correct size bit, the length to go all the way down inside. I could change the bit out, but I'm just going to go ahead and just sink them in, and then I'll take the Phillips head screwdriver and continue to press them all the way into the seat cushion and the wood. So we're all done, and we'll take the chair and flip it over, and I'll show you the finished product. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and definitely hit that subscribe button. See you in the next one. Bye.